In South Africa, my race is called colored. And it's a very stressful term to use in America because I know it's a derogatory term.
Right.
But I mean, that's what we are called.
Right. Hello, wonderful good people. It's an honor to have you in my channel today. For those who are new here, I'm Marvin, and please and kindly feel free to hit the subscribe icon below and follow my page. If you find this video of value, you can as well share to family and friends for it to reach a high number of people. On today's episode, our focus will be, and we will talk about Tyla on a recent statement she made that has brought controversy within the Black American community and in South Africa in general. With the first video you just watched, you can clearly hear the American South African singer Tyla clearly saying she is of color in South Africa and she is black in Black American context when she is in America. This statement clearly has not been accepted in the Black American community. With the videos you are going to watch, you can clearly see and hear why Tyla got it wrong. Black Americans don't like sharing. They hate the statement colored. Clearly, we cannot say Tyla is beginning a war that she was not even prepared for it. She would have just remained silent and all things will be on her side. Now things are beginning to fall apart from the statement she deliberately made on the interview. Why would she make such a statement? She is clearly saying that in South Africa she is called colored, but in American concept she is a Black American. She termed this because she believes that she is of brown color, more of white in South Africa, because I believe he undermines the people of South Africa to be as black, as black, as black, as black, as black. That's why she made such a statement. She is trying to be at the top in South Africa. That's why she gave herself that concept that she is colored. When it comes to Black American community, if you're not white, you are clearly a black person. You should embrace your color. You should not come up with ideas that will bring up hatred within the Black American community. With the recent upload of his music video, Tyla only got 4,000 likes because of the recent statement he made. Black Americans always stand hand in hand with statements. If you are a racist person, Black Americans will be your enemy. If you hate Black Americans will be your enemy. If you talk about Black Americans will be your enemy. Tyla clearly is a black person. Most of his followers are in American. Black Americans have made so many Black Americans to be at the top in their music career. We can see Drake, we can see Rihanna, we can see Jay-Z, all of whom the Black American community is the one that uplifted them to where they are. Now, Tyla with just one song, she is clearly not into supporting the Black American community. She needs to give thanks for where she has reached because of the Black American community. Let's watch the following videos I've compiled and come back at the end and discuss the impact in which it is going to cost Tyla in his music career and music journey.
You're not African American, keep scrolling. You need to stop with your colonizer mentality. Outside in the rest of the world, we think differently. We use different terminology. There are words that you find offensive that we don't. There are words that we find offensive that you don't. And this idea that when someone comes to America, they need to fall in line, which is something I've heard a lot of African Americans saying. With that egocentric way of looking at the world, it starts to have kind of colonizer vibes. You're talking about people that come from a different culture. You're speaking as if their culture is meaningless because you believe your culture is more important than other people's. It's a global community. Tyla is an international artist. When people come to your country, they should respect your ways, but that doesn't mean erasing their culture because you don't like the way that they describe themselves. I'm not here to educate you on what colored means in other countries. Google is free. Look at the history, why it's so important for her to identify with the word coloured. I've heard people talk about Trevor Noah. He didn't have a problem with it, probably because he's not coloured. Him to fall in line with the way things are in America is a lot easier than someone who identifies with a term that you find offensive. Me, as a black British person, is very disappointing for me as a black man who I'm born and raised in the UK, I've lived in Poland, and I live in Denmark. To hear European people being more understanding and more accepting of Tyla, who is a coloured person in South Africa and a black person in America, to be more accepting of her culture than African Americans is very disappointing. You don't own blackness in other cultures and other countries. You have your history. Different countries have different cultures and histories. If you would like to not have people have that negative opinion when Americans come to their country, this is the first step.
Tyla is a colored woman in the South African context. In the American context, we would consider her black. It's really not that hard. If you understand the context and you understand that different countries have different racial categorizations. Within the context of South Africa, she's a colored woman. She is not black. But when she comes to America and she's in a different context and there's a different racial categorization, we would consider her black. I can attest to something fairly similar. When I was studying abroad at the University of Johannesburg, by the way, I'm wearing my South African shirt. Shout out to South Africa. And I went to go sign up for some student organizations. They would have racial categories. And the racial categories they had was African, colored, white, Asian, other. There was no just black identification. So for a minute, it took me aback because I'm used to just marking black, African American, that's it. But now I'm in a different context. I have to rethink this. I have to think, okay, within the African context, I'm a black man, I'm African American, I'm of African descent, I'm an African man. And so I mark African. This whole Tyla situation shouldn't be blowing up, starting diaspora wars in this tit for tat battle. If people just simply understood within different contexts, different cultures, you're going to have different racial categorizations. In South Africa, she's a colored woman. In America, we would consider her black. In Brazil, she might be part of. Understand that different contexts have different categorizations.
21-year-old South African artist Tyla has made it very clear that she doesn't identify as black and she prefers to identify as colored because of her mixed race. And this is causing a discourse. And you can only guess who's arguing with her the most, who's upset the most, and the most angry about her saying she's a colored person. Mind you, she's from South Africa. Being a colored person is basically saying you are mixed biracial of white and black descent or Asian descent, I think. And y'all will fight that. Y'all will be angry, but it's the truth. Black American people want to consider everybody black with a drop of black in them. Everybody not black. And y'all get mad at me. And my point is constantly being proven that being biracial and being black is two different things. And when I tell y'all biracial people can't represent black people, y'all get upset. That's not true. You can't tell somebody how black they are. Because these biracial mixed race women or multiracial women are coming out and saying, I don't feel black. I don't walk around as black. I don't identify with black culture, maybe. Whatever they tell you. And y'all will still try to force them to be black. Do you know how dumb you sound to try to force somebody to be black if they're not black? Y'all need to unpack that. Unpack it. Unpack it. I love the fact that she told y'all what she is and she's standing on it. I love that for her. Okay? Because at this point, we can identify her exactly as she is. She don't have to take up black women's spaces. She don't have to be the first black woman who did this. The first black, because she not black. Shout out to Tyla. Your music good, girl.
The African Americans on my page are not going to like this video. Or should I call you Black Americans? We don't know anymore. Should we call you Mister? But for those of you that are employed while you were at your job, Tyla only managed to sell 4,000 copies of her new album. And we have a bunch of think pieces from Black/African Americans talking about how she only sold this little number of copies of her album because she quote unquote disrespected Black American culture. What is this disrespect, you may ask? She labeled herself as colored. This is a term that's derogatory in the US, even the UK. We don't play them games. We don't call black people coloured, but over in South Africa, they call all these biracial people coloured, and it's not a derogatory term, right? And this whole situation, to me, is a symptom of a much larger issue. Black American culture is so obviously huge and worldwide. It's one of America's best exports, if not the best export. That's where the praise ends. Because black Americans seem to take this cultural hegemony that they have over, you know, arts, popular culture, etc., 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 and use this as a whip to crack on other black people and Africans around the diaspora. From all your discourses about who can say the N-word to all your discourses about how you're so distinctly different from Africans on the continent, all this Tyla situation brings out to me is echoes of the past. And it's the fact of the matter that you are xenophobic to people that look just like you. You are unaccepting and intolerant of cultures of people that look just like you. You guys think you're snapping on the internet with, oh, that's why you don't play with black Americans, that's why you don't do this, that's why you don't do that. It's bullying. Plain and simply. And it just like really messes with my brain when oppressed peoples go and oppress other people the way that they've been oppressed. It doesn't make sense to me. And it just makes me think that all these radical black African American revolutionaries coming online talking all this nonsense, it ain't real. You just want to be in power. You just want to be an oppressor. And this little segment of pop culture shows that. I'm out.
How come this whole stuff with Tyla is not just xenophobia?
Tyla barely sold freaking 4,000 copies in her first week for her new EP because of the disrespect she displayed towards black American people.
I've done my Googles. She posted a video on TikTok. She said, I'm a coloured South African. By the way, we don't say that in the UK either. It's a word that if you say here, you're in trouble. She posts that, and then it blows up. And then, like, for example, on this news article, some said, we are not going to call her coloured here, and if she personally demands it, her career will end before it even begins. So the anger is sparked at her posting on TikTok, which is an international marketplace. It's an international marketplace. And so now she has to come to when she comes to America, what happens? What's the rule? Like, I understand that you don't want her to say it, and you don't want to describe her that way, but what's the... This is so weird! Okay, so further Googles have shown that it's because of the interview that she did on The Breakfast Club.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Let's not get it twisted. That's a poor move. I'm not surprised she can't answer it. She's 22 years old. Yeah, no doubt that a 22-year-old woman who's at this point only really known for one song in her life hasn't got, like, a prepared statement for a question she didn't know was coming. I'm not surprised about that, but ultimately, it's a poor move. But the only reason they have decided to ask her that question on The Breakfast Club is because of something she said on TikTok, which is an international marketplace! Okay, I did further Googles, and it turns out that, like, no one's selling. None of these black women, even the American ones, aren't selling. So I don't know if this is all on Tyla, really.
To everyone in the diaspora that keeps disrespecting black Americans, what have we learned from this?
I think we've just learnt about American exceptionalism. That's it. Where do we rank? Where does my mother's blackness rank? In terms, you know, her family are Jamaican. She was raised here in the UK. Like, where does she rank in the order of blackness that's allowed to own their black? What the hell is going on with everybody?
Tyla's new album flopped. And I like Tyla personally. I think what Tyla doesn't understand is America is a very diverse country. Like, we have people from all kinds of countries and nationalities. So we've seen your type. When you said you are colored and you're not black, we know you were trying to say that you're closer to white than you are to black and that you are better than us. When we tried to say that we won, you were like, no, I'm not like you people. We smell your bullshit from a mile away. So when your album flopped in America, why you think that was? What Americans don't know you. They don't listen to your music. It's us. We invited you to the barbecue, to the cookout, and you said, fuck you all, I'm not coming, because I'm not like y'all.
If you're still here with me, God bless you, God bless your family, and God protect you from all kind of hatred within the black American community and in South Africa. This is a new diaspora war that has begun. South Africans clearly are supporting Tyla's statement, while the Black American community are against that kind of statement. They feel they are betrayed. They feel their own race is betrayed by a person who they lifted her up in a music profession career. Tyla, who came into fame with the one song, it is the Black American community that clearly uplifted her from where she was. Now she is at the top. She is clearly into more South Africans than from the Black community. Black Americans clearly are not happy with this. That's why with the recent video she done, it has only have 4,000 views only, which means that Black Americans are really hungry at her. She needs to apologize. She needs to come in terms with the concept she made. She needs to apologize to both the South Africans for downgrading the color in South Africa, and also she needs to apologize to Black American community because majority of them are her fans. They lift her up. They support her music. Well, in South Africa, they feel like Tyla is one of their own. That's why they are supporting her in every statement she made. If she feels she is South African, well, why has her video, a recent video release, reached 3,000 to 4,000 views only? Well, that shows how Black American communities have an impact on Black artists in this world. Tyla clearly also needs to know that she is a Black person. She is a Black American origin. She is a Black slavery origin. She should respect her color. She should respect where she came from. Saying such kind of words will clearly not get love from the white American community. White Americans only love themselves. They support their own. They don't like supporting people outside their race. Even if she says she's of color, white Americans, white people around the world will not support her music career. It is only the Black family who will only be able to support her. It's such a statement of quality from such a singer. Black Americans lifted her up. Now she is betraying them. What's your take in this? Should we say Tyla is of Black American origin, of Black slavery origin, or should we say Tyla is colored in African concept? Share your response. I will humbly respond to your comments, and let's engage. Remember, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share, and I will keep you posted on what's happening in this world when Tyla is beginning to act like she doesn't recognize the Black American community. See you on the next episode, family. Goodbye.